Hi, I'm Ken Kessler, and welcome to the Sounds of Christmas podcast. If you're new to this podcast, I want to start by saying thanks for joining us. If you're not new, welcome back. Either way, I'm glad you're here. Now, to avoid any confusion, I want to say there won't be any music played here. This is a place for conversation. I'll talk about Christmas music and some related topics, sometimes by myself and sometimes with guests. If you're looking for music, just go to soundsofchristmas.com and click on the tree or the player on the front page or on the Listen Now page. We play the best variety of Christmas music all year long. Well, except in October, when we play the best variety of Halloween music. At the recent Grammy Awards, Chanticleer won for Best Engineered Album Classical for their album Chanticleer Sings Christmas. And that got me to wondering how many other Christmas albums or Christmas songs in general have actually won Grammy Awards. Now, plenty have been nominated, but it looks like only 7 or 8 have actually won awards. And I should say that this information was a little tricky to research, so there's a chance I got it wrong. And I apologize if I missed any, but it was not intentional. So let's start going down this list of Grammy-winning Christmas music with one that I'm not sure really counts, but it seems like an appropriate way to start. In 1974, Bing Crosby's version of White Christmas won a special Grammy Award, being inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. He previously received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1963, but he wasn't nominated for any Grammy Awards himself. Now, to be fair, the Grammy Awards were first awarded in 1959, and Bing's last appearance on the pop charts was for Adeste Fidelis in 1960. The first Grammy Award for Christmas music, and I'm not sure that this one counts either, really, but it appears that it was given out in 1967, and this was for the soundtrack to the television special How the Grinch Stole Christmas. But this award wasn't for the music, which was actually sung by Thurl Ravenscroft, who was not credited for the songs at the time, but the Grammy was in the spoken word category, and it was for Boris Karloff for his narration that was included on the soundtrack. Does that count? Maybe. This wasn't Boris's only connection to Christmas, by the way. Beginning in 1940, he used to dress up as Santa every Christmas to hand out presents to physically disabled children in a Baltimore hospital. The next Grammy for Christmas music, or perhaps the first one, didn't happen until over 20 years later. In 1988, Larnell Harris won the award for Best Gospel Performance Male for his album, which was simply called Christmas. This was his 5th Grammy Award overall. His first 2 were duets that he shared with Sandi Patty. A few years later, Christmas appeared at the Grammys again. This time, Take 6 won for Best Vocal Jazz Performance for their album He Is Christmas. This was their 5th Grammy Award, and since then, they have won 3 more. In 1999, Shirley Caesar won the Grammy for Best Traditional Soul Gospel Album for Christmas with Shirley Caesar. She won a total of 12 Grammy Awards, and 5 of those were for this same category, but this was the only one for Christmas music. A few years later, B.B. King won the Grammy for Best Traditional Blues Album for A Christmas Celebration of Hope. This was his 12th Grammy, and he would go on to win 3 more, but this was the only one that was Christmas related. In 2007, the Grammy for Best Musical Album for Children went to the Muppets for A Red and Green Christmas. When it was re-released in 2011, it included a bonus track that featured Andrea Bocelli. Stephen Colbert won the Grammy for Best Comedy Album for A Colbert Christmas, The Greatest Gift of All. Elvis Costello, Jon Stewart, John Legend, Toby Keith, and Willie Nelson also appeared on this one. It's kind of hard to believe that that's it, isn't it? I felt the same. So I went to Grammy.com and searched for some of the most well-known makers of Christmas music to see who might be missing. I started off with Nat King Cole. He won 1 Grammy Award. That was for Best Performance by a Top 40 artist for the song Midnight Flyer in 1959. He was nominated 6 other times, but none of those were for Christmas music. However, he was awarded a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1990. Burl Ives also won 1 Grammy Award. This was for Best Country and Western Recording for Funny Way of Laughing in 1963. He was nominated for 3 others, but none were Christmas songs. Elvis Presley won 3 Grammys, 2 for How Great Thou Art and 1 for He Touched Me. He was nominated 11 other times, but none of those were for Christmas music. Frank Sinatra won 9 Grammys, was nominated 22 other times, but none for Christmas music. Andy Williams was nominated for 6 Grammys, none for Christmas music. On the Grammy website, they have him confused with another Andy Williams. This one is the one who plays drums for Casting Crowns, and they did win a Grammy for their album Life Song, which is not a Christmas album anyway. Dean Martin was only nominated for 1 Grammy, and that was for his album Everybody Loves Somebody. He did receive a posthumous Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2009, but no nominations for Christmas music. Johnny Mathis was nominated for 5 Grammys, and while he hasn't won any, his most recent nomination was for his album Sending You a Little Christmas from 2013. Percy Faith won 2 Grammys and was nominated 5 other times, but none for Christmas music. Ray Conniff won 1 and had 2 other nominations, but none for Christmas music. Perry Como had 1 win and 3 other nominations, but none for Christmas music. Tony Bennett has won 19 Grammys and been nominated 22 other times. His album A Swingin' Christmas with the Count Basie Big Band was nominated in 2008. I started to wonder at this point if I was looking for artists whose work was just too old, so I tried more recent artists. Neither Mannheim Steamroller nor Trans-Siberian Orchestra have been nominated for Grammys. Mariah Carey has won 5 Grammys and been nominated 29 other times, but none of those for her Christmas music. Harry Connick Jr. has won 3 Grammy Awards and had 13 other nominations, but none of those were for Christmas music. Michael Bublé has won 4 Grammys and been nominated for 7 others, and his album Christmas was nominated in 2013. So what does all this mean? Well, I'm pretty sure for the artists, winning a Grammy means a lot, probably for their family, friends, and fans too. But I don't think it necessarily means anything for Christmas music. I mean, every year I get in the neighborhood of 1,000 new Christmas songs sent to me. That's every single year. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. And I miss some. So there's probably more than that come out every year. And for Chanticleer to win a Grammy just out of all of that is pretty amazing. But consider this. Spotify says they add about 60,000 songs to their platform every day. That's almost 22 million songs in a year. To be recognized by the music industry for your work out of millions of other songs and albums is quite an achievement, but doesn't mean that those millions of other songs and albums aren't good or even great. And subjectively, some may say better. The same is true for Christmas music. I think it's terrific that Chanticleer picked up a Grammy this year for their album Chanticleer Sings Christmas. I also think there's a good chance that their Grammy win might get more people to listen to it, even in April. And I'm all for spreading the Christmas music around all year long. I have lots of new favorite Christmas songs and albums every year. Some I think capture that feeling of Christmas better than others. Other songs are just beautiful takes on classic songs or wonderful new songs that I love, possibly for reasons I might not even be able to articulate. And you might like different ones. You probably do. And that's okay. That's a big part of the reason that the Sounds of Christmas plays so many different songs. Sooner or later, you are bound to hear your favorite, even if it never won any award at all. Thanks so much for listening, helping me share some Christmas spirit, and for helping this podcast continue to grow. Since you're listening now, you've obviously found us somewhere. But if there's another site you like to use for podcasts, check out our podcast page on our website for the complete list of everywhere you can listen to the Sounds of Christmas podcast. And the website is soundsofchristmas.com. Then just click on the podcast tab. For the Sounds of Christmas station, to listen to the music, you'll need to stick with our website or our app in the Google Play Store. If you have comments or suggestions, feel free to reach out to me on social media or through the website. Thanks again. And may you always believe in Santa Claus.